Hey guys, welcome to our channel. Today we are taking a look at Dreams Within Nightmare, a 2 to 4 player games by Dream Design Teams. We all sometimes see unwanted nightmares and there is nothing you can do to avoid them. But in this game, you can actually fight your nightmare using power of your dreams. The goal is simple. Wake up before your nightmare becomes your reality.
So let's set up the game. For this video, we will set up for a 2-player game. Open and place the 2-sided game board on the table. On the board, there are 2 paths. This black ongoing path is the nightmare path, while this closed white path is the dream path. To each player, distribute 2 game pieces, which will be used to move forward on the board. Also give 2 tracking tokens, 2 game pieces to keep track of the nightmares, and a guardian angel and a fire token, effects of which we will cover later in the video. Also provide 1 dreamer card of same color as the game pieces. Dreamer card has all the information on effects of nightmare and the dream cards to use against them. It's like a guide for the game. Place the mystic key tokens on the board matching the number of players. Since it's a 2-player game, we are using 2 tokens. This is the nightmare wheel with 8 different nightmares on it. Keep it aside for easy access. There are 8 types of dream cards. For 2-player game, use only 1 of each card. For 3 to 4-player game, use 2 of each dream card. So total 16 cards. Place the dream card face up on the table. For each player, place 1 of their game piece on the good night square on the nightmare path and the other game piece on the first dream portal square on the dream path. In this game, you move both the game pieces simultaneously after rolling the dice, and that's the setup. To start the game, a person who recently had a nightmare goes first and the game continues in a clockwise direction, or you can just choose randomly. While moving on a nightmare path, players will get stuck on different squares. If player's game piece is stuck on a nightmare path, that player will only be able to move his or her game piece on the dream path. There are 3 types of squares on the nightmare path: Dark Night Square, Nightmare Square, and the Vengeful Spirit Square. If player lands on a Dark Night Square, player won't be able to move forward on the nightmare path without the fire. If a player lands on a Nightmare Square, that player will have to spin the nightmare wheel and get a random nightmare assigned. Player will have to complete the nightmare's condition or use a specific dream card in order to move forward. Like if you get a Dracula for a nightmare, the conditions for Dracula is that you can't move 3 turns on the nightmare path. So on the dreamer card, place the tracking token on a Dracula and other one on the 3 and move it each turn from 3 to 1. After the 3rd turn, you can remove the tracking token and now you can move on the nightmare path. Some nightmares like Spider Queen requires players to play half the roll numbers. Like if you roll 6, you can play 3, if you roll 5, you play 2, if you roll 1, well, you can't play at all. Making this one of the really bad nightmares to get. These types of nightmares can only be beaten by using the dream card. To get rid of the Spider Queen, you need the bug spray. You can get the dream cards in a dream path. On a dream path, if you land on a dream square, you can choose from 8 different dream cards and submit the card to beat the nightmares. Read the dreamer card when you have chance to know more about the nightmares and the dream cards. Try to collect the correct dream cards to stay prepared for the next nightmare. There are 3 Vengeful Spirit squares on the nightmare path. If you land on these squares, it's an instant death. The Vengeful Spirit square also work as a checkpoint. So if you die on this square, you will be sent back to the start. But if you die after the Vengeful Spirit square, you will be sent back to the last Vengeful Spirit square. Only way to stay safe on the Vengeful Spirit square if you have the mystic key token, which you will receive by killing other players. Each player can only carry 1 mystic token at a time. If player lands on the same square as the other player, that player will be killed and sent back to the start or the last Vengeful Spirit square, unless that player has the guardian angel. If you have the guardian angel, you will be safe and the angel token will be submitted. You can choose not to use the angel token. Remember, Player can only be killed on the nightmare path. If player lands on the same square as the other player on the dream path, the item on that square can't be taken as it's already been claimed. There are 5 types of squares on the dream path. Landing on a fire square, you will get 1 fire token. You can use this token to escape the dark night square on the nightmare path. Place the fire token on a dreamer card to keep track. You can only carry 1 fire token. Landing on a guardian angel square will earn you 1 guardian angel. You can only carry 1 angel. If you land on a dream squares, you can pick up 1 dream card from the game inventory. You can only carry 2 dream cards at a time. You can't carry 2 quantity of same dream cards. On swap card square, you can swap 1 dream card you have from any of the dream cards in inventory. There are 2 dream portal squares on the dream path. You need to have a guardian angel to use these portals. If you land on these squares and you have a guardian angel in your inventory, you can travel to other players' dream and steal any 2 of their items. After using the portal, the guardian angel you have will be submitted. If you steal the fire or angel token, just place the fire and angel token on your dreamer card and remove from theirs. If you steal the dream card and you already have 2 cards, the stolen cards will be submitted in the game inventory. Few things to keep in mind while playing the game. You need to reach the final wake up square on the nightmare path to win the game. You can decide before starting the game if it's a 1 winner or a game continues for remaining players after the first player reaches the end square. The dream cards from the winning player must be returned to the game inventory. After each roll, always move the game piece in the nightmare path first. The ability items earned in the dream path will be used on the next turn. Player can choose not to use the guardian angel and rather lose the game piece. For the Frankenstein nightmare, you can roll for the other player, but the other player can refuse the extra turn.
Well, that's Dream Within Nightmare. I don't know about you, but I'm definitely buying a Dreamcatcher after this, or just avoid sleeping altogether. You can watch other how to play videos on our channel. Thanks for watching. Good night and sweet dreams.